Hi friends, welcome back to Reimagining Our Faith. Today we continue learning from Joseph about temptation. And Joseph has another great lesson for us today. Here it is. Doing the right thing sometimes still brings trouble. In the situation we discussed last time, when Potiphar's wife tried to seduce him, Joseph did everything right. He resisted temptation, he honored God, he protected his integrity. And yet, even though he did everything right, he was still falsely accused, publicly shamed, and thrown into the worst kind of prison. Genesis chapter 39 reminds us of this hard truth. Obedience doesn't always lead to immediate reward. Sometimes it still leads to trouble. Potiphar's wife lied. Potiphar believed her. And Joseph paid the price for a sin he didn't commit. From a human perspective, this was one of the most unfair moments of Joseph's life. He wasn't suffering because he failed. He was suffering because he stood firm against temptation. Well, that can shake anyone's faith. It would have been easy for Joseph to think, why bother doing the right thing? Why resist temptation if this is what it gets me? But even in this dark moment, God had not abandoned him. In fact, Joseph's imprisonment, though painful, kept him alive. A slave accused of assault could have been executed on the spot. But God's hand was still quietly protecting Joseph, even when the situation looked hopeless. So, what does this part of Joseph's life mean for us? Well, sometimes we will do the right thing and still face consequences that we don't deserve. Sometimes obedience costs us. Sometimes integrity will make life harder, not easier. It's not fair, but still, that's often what happens in life. But we should still resist temptation. Not to avoid trouble, but because honoring God is worth it. Doing right may not protect us from every hardship in life, but we know that God will be with us in every hardship. A lesson we learn from Joseph. And like Joseph, our story isn't over just because trouble shows up. Sometimes that's when God works out a magnificent plan for our lives. And even in the midst of trouble, God helps us to reimagine our faith.